On our passage from Mexico to the Marquesas Islands, we were doing 5.5 knots on Naoma when a unique and beautiful catamaran blazed by us at 16 knots.
When did we lose ourselves? When did we let all the little things consume ourselves?
Her name is Kiapa Nui, and now, 4 years later, we suddenly have a chance to make her ours. But first, we have to successfully navigate 2 weeks of chaos. Step 1, Kiapa Nui sea trial. Today is the sea trial, and it's a great day to sail. Look at this weather. Perfect.
Up sort of that direction.
Oh, look.
That's okay. So you want to go motoring now?
Go motoring.
Okay, so
This is 19 knots apparent. This is 26 apparent.
Wow.
because we have 27 knots of apparent wind and a full main up.
This is pretty amazing. In Naoma, we would be like, heeled over, hanging on.
More wind.
Wow, so steady. What a difference. Sailing catamarans are pretty awesome.
The thing that I'm most excited about, that I was the least sure about, was how much more accessible the boat was going to be for me, given my condition. It's exactly what I imagined.
Oh, good.
Like, I can move around. The ways that she moves is really compatible with my strengths and weaknesses.
Yeah.
It's also the accessibility of controls,
Yeah.
the ease of getting to the different systems.
Yeah.
That's really awesome.
Look, you don't even have to move anything. You get ready to go underway. It's so fast to get underway. All the shells and everything are staying in place. Ah, man, this is incredible. The next phase in our adventure, and we're stoked to have all of you along with us through this process.
Swear to me.
And this was our first introduction to a screecher. A screecher is a specialized sail that helps the boat perform well in a wider range of wind conditions.
We are flying the screecher. Today is the first day that I've ever seen what a screecher looks like. I've heard of it a few times. Actually, today is the first day I've ever sailed on a catamaran. This is a very amazing boat.
We're gonna jibe, so we're getting ready to jibe.
Up next, Naoma Sea Trial.
While you're being filmed.
How are you? There was some
How are you? All good?
on the way.
To make sure
We
that
have
the correction
Marina
is
and Andre joining us today, who are interested in, very, very interested in Naoma.
You can even, and you have to be ready at any minute to press this button here. This is the standby button.
Stand by and sure.
Yeah.
The first lesson, huh?
He already knows it. He's just learning it on this boat.
Now, Kiapa Nui survey. And we are off for our survey of the new boat. I hope it goes well. Underway off to the yard now. Gonna pull Kiapa Nui out. It's kind of a big process, long process. We have a surveyor, the guy in orange, and he is basically gonna look over his a ton of stuff on the boat, and I'm gonna hopefully be able to follow him, except I don't want to be too much in his face. I've never done one of these, so I'm actually interested in how this whole thing works.
Well, he's looking for, is there any evidence of leaking? Is the water pump weeping water? Is there oil leaking anywhere? Is there any evidence of corrosion from salt water that sort of leaks slowly over time? He's looking to see, are the engine mounts in good shape? Is there excessive vibration? Checking general condition of the hoses to make sure that there's no cuts or nicks or anything in any of the hoses. He's probably smelling to see if there's any sort of exhaust smell, and just sort of general overall condition of the engine as well.
Right now they boosted up the engines to like 3,000 RPMs to see what's going on. The surveyor's pretty good, he's on it. Ryan just told me he was a former submarine captain, so I think he knows his stuff. So right now they're talking about where to put the slings because you have to be really specific because of the weight, and there's not a lot of weight in the bow. So you don't want a sling there in the bow, you want it to be where the weight is the most on the boat. The bottom is a lot different than a monohull.
I think we have a problem on the starboard one. And,
Yeah.
and this I don't like this movement.
Okay.
Same thing on the other side.
It's a little bit of voodoo black magic, but they like to take hammers and tap, and the theory is that if there's sort of water saturated into the materials or any kind of separation or anything like that, it'll make a different sound. If it's a significant problem, he'd probably be able to hear it, but I don't know, I've always been suspect of the tapping. No offense to anyone who's watching this who happens to be a surveyor. Right now the surveyor is gonna go up the mast to check the rigging and make sure that there's no cracks or rust or damage where the rigging attaches to the mast or anything else. He's gonna check the top of the mast to make sure that the anchor light and the Windexes and all that stuff are in good condition. Check the spreaders to make sure there's no cracks, everything's tight and attached. And right now he's got what's called a bosun's chair. It's like a seat you sit in. It's just kind of the traditional, typical way that people go up the mast. That's connected to one line. And then he has a small chest harness that's connected to another line as a safety backup. He's just looking in all the little areas and seeing if there's anything not right.
What's down in here?
That's sail storage and tools, and there's a little workbench. The man cave. Now it's a woman cave too.
He's getting into every nook and cranny and taking pictures of everything.
It's starting to travel up a little bit.
Wind's picked up and it's about 13 to 15 knots, and we are doing just under 10 knots. And the motion coming from a monohull, the motion actually it's nice. She's smooth. That herky-jerkiness is not really going on.
When was it cool to hide our feelings? Why we too cool to let our walls down?
Coming in doing 8 knots.
Starting, let's let go.
So easy. Stack packs are awesome. Back to the yard to fix the propellers. Back in the yard with the new boat Kiapa Nui. We have a couple things that need to be done. It's a learning process for us. Changing the bearings on the propeller. Learning session has begun.
What happens when you put different kinds of metals together, like a bronze propeller with an aluminum sail drive, is that, and you put it into an electrolyte like salt water, the metals kind of eat each other up sometimes. So you have to put a metal that is sort of, that they like to eat better, so that it eats that metal instead, and that's what zinc is. So you strap on these zincs, and the zincs will disappear, protecting the other metals from disappearing. But it has to be replaced once in a while because, of course, the zincs are getting eaten up.
That's why they call it, you know what they call it? Noble metals. A more noble metal is a hero.
Yeah.
Plop it right there.
Pete's an engineer, that's why he knows how to do this stuff. I'm hoping I can follow along.
No. Never seen a boat before.
Right.
This is
yeah.
great.
But he drank his coffee.
Yeah. Correct.
Moyen. Hey.
We don't have all the tools, so now he's going back again. Figuring this out. This is the bushing piece that was actually broken, and that's why the propeller was really wobbly, the whole piece. So we have some new ones that came in. Out with the old.
I guess I was.
Everything's been cleaned, all the old grease has come off, and now it's being reassembled.
Yes.
Yard knees. And just like that, we have no Not new propellers, but almost like new, but they're fixed. Yay! To the yard again with Naoma. Look where we are again! Round 3, back in the yard. In 2 weeks we've been in the yard now 3 times. Hopefully this is the last time. But this time not with Kiapa Nui, but with Naoma. Naoma.
1, 2, 3. Christopher.
Naoma. Wait.
Yes, sir.
I love it. They love saying our name, Naoma. That propeller max prop is solid.
Yes. Okay.
Not going anywhere.
I have to congratulate both owners. This is a perfect work.
Right now, Ryan is explaining the systems to Naoma's new owners, to Marina and Andre. A lot of information. Marina is the secretary, and Andre is getting everything explained too.
The indicator, T is tricolor, A is anchor. It's a standard valve. When the lever is in line with the hose, it's open.
While Ryan is explaining, he's labeled everything, and he has like arrows and stuff showing this way, and the water goes this way, and the valve goes this way. So for somebody who's just learning it, it still can be really overwhelming, but at least everything's labeled.
You have 2 anchors, you have plenty of line.
A lot of information.
Yeah, lots of information. I'm so excited.
And the name, it's if you decide to change the name, of course it's your boat.
We like the name.
Okay.
And we like what it means after you told us.
That means a lot to me. Thank you. My
Really,
eyes
very
are,
much.
My eyes are watering.
We really want to keep the name. We're so in love with Naoma.
Thank you very much.
See, good people,
See
good
you
people.
very, very
Naoma's
soon.
gonna be in good hands.
Thank you.
Yes, of course.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Be safe.
Yeah, be careful.
So happy.
1 month ago, we were preparing for another season on Naoma, but then the stars aligned, and within 2 weeks, we successfully bought and sold a boat in Tahiti. Andre and Marina are awesome. They will take good care of Naoma. A link to their websites are below. We want to dedicate this episode to our friends and to Afloat patrons Pete and Sue for enabling us to take the helm and navigate Kiapa Nui into the adventures ahead. Maruru roa, and best wishes for the next chapter in your lives. This episode is made possible by viewers like you. Click the link for more info.
These waves are getting too much for me.